And welcome to Athens Off the Record, a podcast brought to you by our friends here at Visit Athens, Georgia. I'm your host, Cameron J., and I'm so excited to have all of you with us today, and also not one, but two very special guests. We have Vonn Kidd, who is the owner and creator of Foxglove Plantbar, located in the heart of Athens on Baxter Street, and alongside her today, a plant green friend. So Vonn, hello and welcome to the podcast.
Hi Cameron, thank you for having me.
Yes, well, before we jump into questions and your story, I'd love to know who this is in between us.
So this is a Monstera albo.
Okay.
It is a little bit more special than your typical Monstera.
Mm-hmm.
It has a genetic mutation which creates the albinoism, so you get
cool.
a bunch of that white splash in there, and it's a lot of people's dream plant.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So like when you're kind of starting to get deeper into your plant collection, this is probably one of the first ones on the list.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really cool plant.
And straight from the shop, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Vonn, thank you again for being here. Tell us a little bit about your background and what maybe brought you to Athens and landed you in the spot you're in today.
I wasn't born here.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised here, so I've always been here.
Mm-hmm.
So my family, we came here. Okay, so I was born in Thailand in a refugee camp.
Uh-huh.
And then we were able to come here to the States. And somehow we just landed in Georgia. I think we had family here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is just kind of where I ended up and spent almost my whole life here.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always say I wasn't born but reborn here.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Tell us this, when people are thinking about starting a business or engaging in a creative outlet, many times they're worried, will this idea be right for the community that I'm in? And I'm just curious, as you got Foxglove started, how did you know that it would be so successful in Athens, or did you?
I had no idea. A lot of it was for selfish reasons, things that I wanted that we didn't have, things that I didn't have access to, or if I did, it was just in large quantities, and me being a one-person plant parent, I don't need 3 cubic square feet of, specialized perlite.
Sure.
And also I am the matriarch of my family, so I had to kind of think about what I could have that could incorporate my family. So my mom is a big part of the business. She's a avid plant lover.
Awesome.
So she plays a big role. She runs our greenhouse, our off-site greenhouse, so that's where our plants go to get healthier. And we'll do a little bit of podcasting. We'll do a little bit of propagation there as well, but
cool.
It's just a small little greenhouse.
And is that in Athens as well?
It's in Oconee, so
Okay.
basically
Pretty close. Yeah, Athens, greater Athens area,
Yeah.
if you will. Let's talk about this. Were plants always something that you were fascinated by or interested in? Where did that love come from originally?
It was not something I grew up interested in. It developed in 2017. I got married to my husband, Alex. We moved in. We got a house together. And I bought one plant for the house. And I loved the way it made that room feel. And then one plant led to 3 plants, 10. And then I learned how to propagate. And it was just all systems go from there. So
That's amazing. Yeah, my partner is currently in that phase, and we have quite the collection, several from your spot.
Oh, nice.
So Foxglove, how did this idea come to you? What did the early days of starting that business look like?
I just wanted, honestly, to create like a community, a space where people can come and trade plants and meet up and learn more about plants. I would meet up with other plant collectors at gas stations, and I would buy cuttings of plants from them. And I thought, man, there's got to be a better way to do this, a safer way to do this. And so I wanted to create that space where people can meet up and trade plants. We even have a free cutting wall where you can like take a cutting, leave a cutting. That's open
awesome.
to the community. And, you know, it was mostly just stuff that I wanted. I didn't know if it would be successful, but because I didn't know, I had to incorporate another element to make it welcoming for people who aren't plant enthusiasts. So that element would be the DIY terrarium area where you can come in and build your own terrarium. And that's really beginner friendly, easy, fun. It could be a community, a party.
Which I see y'all having a lot.
Yeah, a party. We do field trips. We have lots of students come. We do corporate team building events. So that's just kind of like your gateway into like plant parenthood. So we created that aspect of experiential retail, something that you can't order off the internet. So we really thought that would draw in and help us build that community and introduce people to plants.
You know, I always think the best businesses are built when someone looks around and doesn't see something that, you know, they want or need, and they, you know, have the drive and creative outlet to do so. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
What does Foxglove, where does the name come from? This is probably something I should know, but I limited my research on that so that you could inform me and others how you named it.
Yeah, so it's really arbitrary. I don't really think everything has to have a meaning. So what I did was just came up with a list of cool plant names and sent that list to different friend groups. And Foxglove always came up in the top 3, so we just went with it.
I like it. And what is a foxglove?
It's an actual plant.
It is an actual plant. Okay.
And back in the day, you could use it for poison.
Oh.
So you could consume it or have someone else consume it rather, and kill them. So it's a toxic plant.
All right, but not a toxic place to be.
No.
You landed on Baxter Street. What was that choice about? Or was it just, you know, that was a place that was available?
So we both, we were looking for 2 years for a space. So
Really?
it wasn't
Wow.
something we really rushed into. And we were having lunch at Farm Cart one day, and we noticed...
Which is also on Baxter.
Yeah, right across the street. And we noticed that the old Sunshine Cycle space had been, you know, vacant for quite a while. So, we did some poking around and got a really like awesome deal with the owner. He really worked with us to kind of start up this new business, and that's kind of how we got there. So
Who are some of your neighbors in this area, business-wise, local businesses?
Like direct neighbors or neighbors
Just
as
like in the
like
community, in the neighborhood.
So I would say like Treehouse Kid.
Oh, good spot.
Yeah. We also work with, or, you know, State the Label. We have like a small women-owned business community. So they're just some cool people that I can just kind of bounce ideas off of.
And Farm Cart, of course.
Yeah.
Right across the street. Good
course.
food. Great food. How would you describe, you know, everyone always thinks maybe a lot about the downtown as being the business district, but Baxter is popping right now, and there are so many new and up-and-coming things there. How would you describe the vibe of being on Baxter Street, you know, as opposed to maybe some other areas in town?
I think Baxter has always been sort of like an enigma. Like some years is like really a bunch of businesses popping up, and then other years you're just kind of like, you just never know what you're going to get. And also depending on the part of Baxter you're on, it's totally different.
That is true.
Yeah.
UGA Baxter versus Alps Baxter, 2 separate places.
Yeah. And then right in the middle is where all of like the dorms are. So it's just, Baxter's just a little unique street.
It really is. How does your customer base look? Do you get a lot of traffic from UGA, locals, visitors?
We do get a lot of visitors. I think Foxglove has become one of those like travel to like a destination spot, especially
So unique.
Yeah, especially if you're like a collector. There's not many stores around where you could just walk in, or plant stores that you can just walk in and find something rare like a Monstera albo or some other rare plants to add to your collection.
Yeah. You mentioned this earlier, but Foxglove is part plant shop, yes, but also like part social space. Why was that so important for you when curating this?
Just having that community, not feeling alone. We went through a weird time, COVID, so that was...
Oh, that was a thing, right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
It feels like so long ago and yesterday.
At the same time. Yeah, it does.
And just having that community and wanting to learn more about plants and getting to know other people. It's such a little niche thing, but I saw the plant community or the interest in plants grow during COVID, and we just didn't have like the space for that. There's always so much to learn. I learn something new every day about plants, and it's just so cool to have that be in Athens.
Yeah. I'm working on getting a green thumb. I haven't gotten there yet, but thank God for Kyle.
Yeah.
So if someone's coming to Foxglove for the first time, they've just parked in the parking lot, what should they expect when they walk in the door?
A friendly greeting. Like we try to greet everyone just like we're old pals. But yeah, then you're going to be super overwhelmed with the amount of plants that we have.
How many? I'm just curious. If you know.
Thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah,
okay.
So many plants. A lot of the times when a new person walks in, you can kind of tell because they're just like, wow, and they're just looking around. There's just so much to take in. And we have this huge Monstera plant right in the middle of our shop that reaches our ceiling. And most people don't even notice that because there's so much of everything else going on in that shop. So it's definitely a lot to take in.
Yeah, and tell me about all of the DIY elements that you have in the space. I know there's several different things going on there.
So we have the terrarium, so you can come in and make your own terrarium.
What's a terrarium for those who might not know? Because I did have to look it up.
Yeah, so a terrarium can be like any vessel, and usually it's like a clear glass vessel. And you just create like a little ecosystem of living plants in there.
6th grade science fair.
Yeah,
I kind of like
and
that.
It doesn't have to be enclosed. It could be open. So we just kind of meet you where you are and help you design whichever type of terrarium you want to take home.
Do people bring their own, or do you have them? How does that work?
So people can bring in their own. Something really cool. They'll make a whole day of it. So they'll go to like Goodwill or a thrift store, pick up a cool glass vessel, and then they'll bring it to the shop. And then we'll help them create their own little tiny world in there. So, or we have glass vessels at the shop available.
Cool. So what else is happening in the space? You've got terrarium building.
So we also serve drinks. So you can have you can have a glass of wine. You can have a beer, local beer. We serve Creature Comforts.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's really
good.
cool.
Coffee?
We do have coffee. We serve Choco Pronto, which is roasted here in Athens. So that's the only coffee we serve. It's just drip coffee. But we do have coffee.
I love drip coffee. I'm a drip coffee guy. Why bring the drinks into the space? What do you think that does to the experience overall?
I think it makes you feel more relaxed, more like at home. It's not just a retail shop. You can just come hang out. You can bring your laptop, work remotely. We have lots of kids that will come in and study. We have teachers that come in after work to lesson plan with each other. So it's a huge space. I wasn't looking for something that big, a space that large, but it just all worked out. And what better way to utilize that space than to just open it to the community and just create sort of like a third space.
Yeah, I love it. You said something there. So even if like a student wanted to come in and study there, is that something?
Oh, yeah. We welcome that. We have lots of tables available. We have like a comfy couch, so you can just kind of hang out and just, be vibing with the plants.
All right. Well, I'm going to come vibe and do some work maybe. I hear that you do a lot too and I've seen this on social media, workshops and special events. Let's talk about some of your favorite workshops that you all have done and then some of your cool partnerships you have going on too.
Okay, so some cool workshops. My favorite is the bog terrarium. So that's sort of like a specialized terrarium that we don't always have available and set up and ready to go for walk-in people. But it's a workshop that I teach, and you're basically creating like just a little swamp in a terrarium, and we put carnivorous plants in there. So these are
like a fly trap?
Yeah, so plants that eat bugs. So that is just like a really cool, unique thing that we do every now and then. And then we have plant bingo.
So that sounds fun.
It is a lot of fun.
What is that experience like? Yeah, tell me about that.
So it's we have usually like around 50 people that come. We always sell out. Wow. We do it twice a month. And it's so much fun. So you get to learn about a plant. So once you learn about that plant, you get to just play regular bingo to try to win that plant. And we have a pretty huge following. It's so much fun. We've even like developed, or people have developed little chants for certain numbers when they're called. And then every time 069 is called, you always get, ooh, So we have little quirky things that happen there. It's definitely a lot of fun.
That's fun.
And family friendly. So we'll have kids sometimes.
That's so cool. And tell me about, I know that I've seen you do a lot of partnerships too, like special events maybe for a nonprofit or for, I think Queer Night Athens did something there once. How do you go about forging those relationships, and what do those look like, and why are they important, I guess, too?
They know that we've created like this safe space. And it's a really big space. So a lot of times, they're reaching out to us, and we're just, so happy and honored to be a part of that community, and just, do what we can to work with people who are interested in holding fun events for the community, any part of the Athens community in our space. So, we're just open and receptive.
I love it. What has the response been to this unique idea that you had to create Foxglove from the Athens community, from visitors alike? What is the feedback you're hearing about the space and the experience? And it's okay to brag on yourself.
We've been getting a lot of positive feedback. We have like such a supportive community, and Athens is just such a neat little town that people here, they want to support little like quirky shops like Foxglove. I think in other towns we might not be as successful, but I've seen firsthand like the community grow every year that we celebrate an anniversary.
And you're at what number now?
We just celebrated our third.
Congrats.
Yeah, and we have like a huge block party, and we just have so many people show up, and it just keeps growing, and it's just, it's just been really, really awesome and amazing.
You mentioned that you don't know that it would be successful in other places. Why do you think Athens has been so receptive like you're talking about, and why has it fit in so well here?
We have a lot of like-minded people here in Athens, and I think everyone's just so supportive of, of small businesses. And then me being, a minority, Asian and a female, it's, not always easy in other communities. So I think, Athens is just supportive in all the right ways.
Yes, and we have such a quirky local scene. We have, as we like to say here at Visit Athens, everyone is curious. So when there's something that we don't know or haven't experienced, it's something that we seek out and want to try. Not always more than once for me, everything, right? But always want to try something once when it comes to Athens. So I think that's what's so unique about our city.
Yeah, I've had like old Athenians come back to visit, and they were there before Foxglove existed, and they were just like, oh my God, where were you guys? Like, when I was in school. It's like, I'm sorry, but we're here now. But everyone's just like, man, this is just so Athens. I get that a lot. I'm like, this is just so Athens. Of course, Athens would have a plant bar. So,
how do you personally, we're here talking obviously about tourism, and we encourage all visitors to stop by and see you on Baxter Street next time they're here. But what part do you think plant wellness and horticulture, all these interesting pieces, play in tourism, and how can it be a part of, the experience that is visiting a place?
So let me make sure I understand the question.
Yeah.
You're asking how horticulture?
How plant culture or, this type of environment can yield itself to supporting tourism?
Everyone that works at Foxglove is pretty knowledgeable, and if we don't have the answer for you, we can definitely help you find it. So we are just kind of like a learning shop too.
Y'all teach a lot, yeah.
We do teach a lot, and we've become like the local experts. We get so many phone calls, so many emails. Hey, this is what's happening with my plant. What do you think it is?
Do you get pictures that's is this healthy?
Yeah.
Is this not healthy?
We get DMs all the time.
Probably more accurate with you than an app, I would guess.
So definitely, because I'm able to help troubleshoot a lot of these plant questions. So if you have a browning leaf, the same symptoms happen for different things. Like overwatering is the same symptom as underwatering. So you can't really have an app ask you all the necessary questions that we would. And we get a lot of phone calls. Hey, I got this plant at Lowe's and it's doing this, or I got it at Home Depot, can you help me? And we're super happy to help get you a happy plant, figure out what's going on.
Is there a difference in buying a plant at a shop like yours locally? I'm just curious, in a big box store that's mass producing.
I can just tell you what we do. We shop with small family-owned, family-ran nurseries in Florida. So we are supporting other small businesses. The big box store, they're supporting other large nurseries. So they don't, have as much, love and care put into every plant that you're getting from us and our nurseries.
And I've even followed you on social media going to the nurseries. What is that experience like? I mean, I'm sure it's maybe for you what for walking into Foxglove is for me.
Yeah, so it is so cool. It's a lot of work, but every time that I go, man, it's just amazing. It's like walking into a candy shop all the time. There's just so many plants all around, and they're just so happy and healthy, and I get to just shop and just buy all the plants, a truckload worth of plants. So it's a lot of fun, and I've taken different staff members down there, and it's cool to kind of watch their first experience unfold. And it just kind of reminds me how lucky I am to just be able to do this for a living, just to go and
sounds like a great job.
It's definitely a lot of fun. And in the future we hope to bring something like that to Athens so that other people can experience a little of what we experience here in Athens. So
well, I know you'll do it. You're brilliant. I believe it. What are some of your favorite plants? As the resident plant expert in Athens, that's what I'm going to call you from now on. What are some of your favorites? What is in your house, and what do you recommend? I'm curious what Vonn loves.
So I've actually come full circle. So you start with your beginner plants. You're super easy. Your pothos and your philodendrons. And then you start collecting the rare plants, the one that needs a little bit more attention, like the Monstera albo, and your plant collection grows. And I went all the way up, and you're spending thousands of dollars on one plant. And now, just being so busy at the shop and caring for all of those plants there, I've just kind of neglected my own personal collection. And so I'm back to loving just the good old classics, the philodendrons. My favorite is the Brazil. It's just so low key, super easy. The lemon lime philodendron.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I have a couple of just golden pothos that just hang out at the house, and they require nothing. So it's, if you're super busy, those are just super great plants, and they'll bounce back if you forget about them. And so I've just I want things to look happy and healthy all the time without putting in all the care. But recently I have gotten into carnivorous plants.
I think they're so cool.
They are super cool. So now I'm working on building out a huge carnivorous terrarium in what I call my green room, which is our formal dining room, but we don't eat there. We just have plants in there.
Who uses a formal dining room anymore?
Nobody. Yeah. So it's become our green room, and I've been working on constructing this bog terrarium. So I have a huge collection of different carnivorous plants in there right now, and I'm building that out. So that's become my new little like passion project.
I'm gonna have to come over and check that out.
Yeah, you should.
It's
a lot of fun.
What about the Athens community itself and their favorites that you're seeing fly off the shelves, or out of the pots, if you will, in the shop?
We are so beginner friendly and super knowledgeable. So when people come in, they're looking for those easy beginner friendly plants. So that's kind of been like our bread and butter. Not too many people are coming in looking for rare plants. I mean, we have them available, and it's cool to see rare plants like in person. But a lot of our like collectors, they're buying plants online. So we get a lot of like newer, more.
And are y'all selling online too?
We are. It's not really something we love to do.
It kind of takes the premise of your experience out of it.
Yeah, we want people to have that experience and come in and just, be able to see the plant, feel the plant, and like shipping is stressful on plants. Like I hate having plants shipped in, and that's why we go to Florida personally and like handpick every plant. Like just when plants get shipped, they just they get beat up in the process, and they
are living.
Yeah,
they are living beings.
So it's just so much nicer just to be able to walk into a space and be able to see the plants firsthand and just pick out the one that you want instead of having it shipped.
Well, as we start thinking about, you kind of mentioned this, but the future of the growth of Foxglove, what are your big dreams for this space over the next few years?
I would like to build out a greenhouse, honestly, so that people can have that same experience of when we go to Florida and we're walking into these huge nurseries.
And what is that process to start a greenhouse? Like, is it very involved? Like, what does that look like?
I don't know. I've been working with...
I love it.
I've been working with my a rep that I have that I buy a lot of our products from. And he's put me in contact with people who build and sell greenhouses. So there's been a lot of communication about like what we want it to look like, what the dream greenhouse would be, or the dream Foxglove would be. So everything is in the very beginning stages. I've been talking to our bank to see like what we need to have lined up to get have our ducks in a row to be able to hopefully build this out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's involved. We're just kind of, we're just jumping in and just see what we need to do and pivot where we need to pivot.
Yeah. Any other things we should be on the lookout for from you all?
We're getting our liquor license.
Oh, party. So we're expanding from just beer and wine, it sounds like. Yeah.
So I kind of, we didn't jump right away into that because I didn't want to have to hire a bartender. This like one more thing to kind of add to the mix, and staffing and payroll and all the other behind the business stuff. But now they're making like awesome cocktails that are canned. So because that business has kind of like it's easy. I don't have to worry about having a mixologist.
Creature Comforts has a seltzer out now and as well. Yeah.
So now we're able just to offer that and at a without having to have a professional, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing about the business. I'm so proud of you. I know that so many people that I love you and your space and what you've created. So kudos for taking a leap of faith and doing this. I'm curious now, zooming back out, I always like to ask business people when they're not working, which I know is rare for those of us who own our own business, but what are you out and about in Athens doing, and where do you like to spend your free time in the Classic City?
So you might see my husband and I riding around town on our one wheels.
Ooh.
So that's just like a little, I guess, for lack of a better comparison, kind of like a hoverboard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's like snowboarding on land. So he got me into that. And so we will, sometimes hit the trails. There's a Virginia Walker Park. There's a cool bike trail in there. And we'll sometimes take our one wheels there and we'll ride around on the trails. Or in town, we have Porch Fest. So we'll, hop on them.
Great event.
Yeah, we'll scoot around to different porches.
On the one wheel?
Yeah, on the one wheels. And
that's awesome.
Catch all the different shows. And just being on the Greenway. The Greenway is awesome. I'm so stoked that we have a Greenway in Athens. That's been like, chef's kiss.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
So love that.
If someone were to come in to Foxglove and, buy all the plants, which we know they will, but then they say, Vonn, where should I go eat? Or where should I go shop? What are some of your Athens go-tos and favorites?
So my favorite... I love 5 and 10.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Such good food. I love the Frogmore stew when it's on the menu. The best.
Anything Peter does is just,
so good.
Peter Dell's just amazing. Maypole is another one of his restaurants. That's just an easy go-to when I'm looking for, like, healthy comfort food. Like
and
that.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Maypole. Highly recommend that place. And to shop, I mean, we have so many, like Treehouse. That's a great little. You don't see toy stores anymore.
No.
Yeah, so that's
a good point. Yeah, it is one of like the only ones, really.
Yeah, I think so.
What about where do you like to grab a cocktail?
Bar Bruno is a great place.
Yes,
Austera,
5 points, right? Yep.
Austera Olio. That's been a lot of my girlfriends' like favorite place. So I feel like I'm there a lot.
Yeah, new restaurant, Italian in Rivet House.
Yeah,
very good.
It's a lot of people say that it's the nicest restaurant in Athens. So I mean, it's really cool, really comfortable place though. It's not like stuffy at all.
Yeah, no, we have such a we are so blessed rather with so many good food spots. I mean, and good drink spots.
Yeah. Zizi and Simone's. I go there just for
Now
their
I'm hungry.
gelato sometimes.
Their pasta is so good too. Yeah, the gelato is amazing.
And it's always like a different flavor. And no matter what it is, it's always good. Like I'm just
had
always
a pistachio one time. Am I making that up? But it was so good. Yeah. These are all good spots. So, Vonn, Foxglove Plantbar. A lot of people might not have heard of something called a plant bar. So what is that exactly?
So Plantbar kind of comes from our soil bar, and our soil bar is where you can like mix and make your own custom soil blend.
Oh, that's really cool.
So one night I went down this rabbit hole of like how to make the best soil, and you just need like just different elements like cocoa chips and then regular ground cocoa, so the husk of a coconut. And so they come in different forms.
Something new every day.
Yeah. And then like different size perlite and charcoal for plants and grit and sand. So you just need all different types of elements, or what we call I lost the word for it. But anyways, just different amendments. Different amendments to create your soil blend.
Okay.
And so that's how the soil bar was developed. And then we definitely wanted to add the beer and wine aspect of it. So we have like a human drink bar. So you can like grab a drink.
So it's kind of dual purpose now.
Yeah. And then so you can shop and buy a drink, and then you can go shopping while your partner has a drink so they can be entertained. So that was a part of it. And then our terrarium. So if you look at our terrarium bar, our DIY terrarium space, it kind of looks like a candy shop. Where you can
does, yeah.
So a lot of the things kind of go in there, like a bar type set, self-serve kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know. In my head, it made sense.
It makes sense to me. Thanks for explaining that. So, Vonn, I don't know if you knew this about me. I might be telling on myself, but I have absolutely no green thumb I have even struggled to keep succulents alive. And I'm sure there are others like me out there that might be listening or watching. So can you give us an idea of, some friendly advice and tips for the beginner like me, or those who might not have a green thumb or are waiting to find it, right?
Yeah, sure. So the number one thing that we tell people is about watering. So over-watering is the frequency, not the amount. So you want to have enough time go by that soil is able to dry out to the appropriate level. And then once it's dried to the appropriate level of the plant's requirement, you then just water the hell out of it. You're just going to give it so much water and re-soak all that soil. What people often do is we'll give it, a cup of water every other day. And that soil never has enough time to dry out, and that causes root rot. So just over loving your plants is usually the number one killer of plants.
Really?
Yeah. You got to just kind of let them do their thing.
Too much watering.
Too often.
Too often. Oh, I see. Yeah. Interesting.
So that is the number one killer. And also, just because a plant is low light tolerant does not mean it needs no light. Every plant needs
now
light.
That I did know.
Yeah. So they need light to photosynthesize, to create food and energy for themselves.
Yes.
And one more thing that a lot of people don't know is to fertilize. Fertilize every time you water, not once every season, not once a year, but every single time you're watering your plants, you have to fertilize, especially because they're inside. They don't have access to the sun or real sunlight, so you're having to supplement that. So it's kind of like us drinking a protein shake. So they need to have fertilizer every time you water them. As long as you follow the instruction on the fertilizer that you're using, you will not burn the roots. So people are afraid of over-fertilizing because they're going to burn the roots, so they don't do it. But if you dilute your fertilizer or whatever the instructions tell you to do, then you should be totally fine.
All right.
So light, don't water all the time, and fertilize.
All right. The more you know, Athens, the more you know. Vonn, tell me this. Athens has such a vibrant creative and maker scene, and I'm curious what role Foxglove plays in curating and holding space for those relationships to be formed.
So every so often we'll hold what we call a plant swap and sale.
Ooh, tell me more.
Yeah, so we invite local makers and local plant enthusiasts who are growing their own plants or propagating their own plants to come and set up tables. I work with the Athens plant community on hosting this. So they organize everything, and we'll have people who make planty things or planty jewelry.
I like it.
And they'll come and they'll sell in our parking lot. So it's a free event. We usually don't charge people to vend there, and if we do, I don't organize this part of it, but if we do charge, I think it's very small, like $10 or $15.
Very accessible, yeah.
That goes towards advertising in like the flagpole or something. So it's super. It's open to anyone that's like making anything plant related. We have people that make terrariums or do laser cut plant keychains.
Cool.
You just never know what you'll find. So all plant related things.
And how often does this happen?
Maybe like 3 times a year. So not super often, but I mean.
So we can watch your socials to find out about that.
So follow us on Instagram.
And what's that handle?
It's at foxgloveplantbar.com, and also follow the Athens plant community. They're also on Instagram.
Great. Let's do this. Let's do some rapid fire questions. That doesn't mean your answers have to be rapid fire, though, and if you have some things you want to add. But what is your favorite hidden gem in Athens that we haven't already discussed that people might not know about?
It's actually the Hidden Gem, which is a cocktail bar. They make wonderful cocktails. I don't think I've ever had a bad drink from there.
So good. And then that's on Barber?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I have friends come visit from out of town, that's where I take them to have a drink. It's very
speakeasy kind of?
Yeah, very. Athens is like Manhattan meets Old Pal.
Ooh.
Two other really great Athens.
That's a great way of describing it if you're using Athens landmarks, of course.
Yeah, so it's a great little spot, and drinks are phenomenal.
All right, I'll meet you there at 5.
Yeah.
All right, tell me this. What about your favorite or top Athens memory that comes to mind?
Okay, so in the early 90s, I wasn't old enough yet, but Outkast had a concert here. And I was able to sneak in by pretending to be a college student. And that is like my most favorite Athens memories, just seeing Outkast
And
live.
was that, did I read that was your first concert?
Yeah, that's my
What a good first concert.
first concert. Snuck in, pretending to be a student at 15.
What was the venue?
It was, I don't remember, but it was outside. I went with a friend. I might have to look that up, but
Report back, please.
Yeah.
I'd be curious. What about, in addition to Porch Fest, maybe, an annual event or festival that you never miss?
the Wild Rumpus.
Oh, yeah? Tell me why.
It is just so Athens and awesome. So you can be in the parade. Anyone can just jump in. You can just put on a costume, jump in, or you can watch. So you can, like, participate as much or as little as you want. And it's just so fun.
And it's a free event?
It's,
right?
free. And then the after party on the street
Good
is amazing.
music, crazy laser lights.
Good music. We have, like, flamethrowers out there, acrobatics, kid-friendly. It's open container, so you can just, like, walk around and have a drink. But, yeah, it's just wild and crazy and safe.
Yes,
very
it is.
safe. And just so much fun.
And what I love about it is at each like block of the parade, there's like another little band performing. Have you ever noticed that? It's really cool. So I always like to sit outside of a bar and maybe listen to a band and watch the parade.
Have you ever been in the parade?
I have once.
Yeah. What
and
were
I
you
was dressed
in?
as me because I had just gotten off of work, but wanted to be
Okay,
a part of the
all
crowd.
right. I mean, Cameron J is like it's an icon. So, I mean.
Well, I would say that the icon is our guest today, Vonn Kidd of Foxglove Plantbar. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And before we wrap up, tell people where they can learn more about you and the address to find you.
So the best place to follow us will be on Instagram. That's where we update everything the quickest and most. And we are located at 1063 Baxter Street.
All right. Well, Vonn, thank you so much for being here. And thanks to the plant for being with us as well. And thanks to all of you for joining us right here on Athens Off the Record. I'm your host, Cameron J. This podcast, of course, is brought to you by our friends here at Visit Athens, Georgia. And we look forward to seeing you right back here in the Classic City next time.